Thank you very much. Hi, I'm David Farnell with Winefox.ca, and I'd like to share a few tips for ordering wine in restaurant. The first thing I do is ask if they have a sommelier. Do you have a sommelier in the house?
We do not have a sommelier here.
Okay, are you trained on the wine list?
I've tried a few of them. I could make a suggestion for you.
Great. Nowadays, most restaurants will have some training for the waitstaff so that they know how to direct you to something more than just the wines by the glass. So the first thing I do when speaking to a waiter or a sommelier is give an indication of which price area in the list I'm interested in buying from, and then ask for wines that may go well with the food that we're going to eat. So can you give me a recommendation in this area? Something that goes well with fish and beef?
Oh, for fish, have you tried this one?
Ah, right. So this is what he's going to do. Help me find something within the price range that I'm looking for, and then bring the wine bottle to us. Okay, let's have a bottle of this Gruner Veltliner.
Excellent.
Right, interesting wine. So we'll see how that is. When he comes back, he's going to present the wine to me, showing me the label, so that I can verify that that indeed was the vintage and the winery that I ordered from the wine list. That's what he's doing when he presents. Then he'll take out the cork and present the cork to me. And I can do whatever I want with that cork. I can smell it, I can play with it, I can just leave it on the table. Really what that's doing is showing that the name of the winery is the same on the label and as on the cork. It's also a preliminary idea as to whether the wine has been flawed or not. If there's been a problem with the cork, you'll smell it right away from a foot away from your nose. Then he'll pour, and I'll smell and check to see if there's anything wrong with the wine. I'm not checking to see if I like it or don't like it. I'm just checking to see if it's turned to vinegar, or if it's been corked, if there's some kind of mold from the cork has tainted the rest of the wine, or if it smells musty or dusty or something funky. If it does, I send it back. And there's absolutely no worry or fear of sending a wine back in a restaurant, especially if it's flawed. If it's not flawed, but I just don't like it, then that's a bit of a judgment call on your behalf as to whether you want to send the wine back. If it's something very, very expensive, you want your experience to be fantastic. Margins in restaurants are really quite high, so you really need to be extremely happy with your selection, and the restaurant wants you to be happy as well. So almost all the time in North America, you're not going to have a problem sending a wine back. So most of the time on a restaurant wine list, you're not going to be familiar with the wines. Maybe one or two that you've had before. If you want to order that one, go for it. If you want this to be a new experience, try something new, perhaps with a suggestion of the waiter or the sommelier. Now, generally speaking, white wines go with lighter bodied meals, chicken, fish, that kind of thing, and with beef or heavier proteins, you want to go with red wine. Those aren't hard and fast rules, but let me give you a couple of guidelines that will help. With white wine, Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, and Gruner Veltliner tend to be the most versatile white wines that go with a wide variety of dishes. For red, I like Chianti, Pinot Noir, and the Côte d'Rône. Wines from the Côte d'Rône tend to do well with fish, with meat, with chicken, all kinds of things. So when in doubt, choose one of those more versatile grapes and enjoy yourself. Meanwhile, wine is just one aspect of the meal. The atmosphere, the food, and the company are all to be enjoyed. Thank you very much for joining us at Winefox.ca. I'm David Farnell.